Hi everyone, my name is Professor Jobert. Today we are going to talk about what to expect next semester. I have created a system to allow you to achieve your highest potential. The system is based on my 20 plus years of experience teaching on 2 continents with students from all over the world, but also on all the latest research and discovery on how the brain functions. I have made a series of videos about the 7 best learning strategies that you will find in the playlist of my YouTube channel. The system I have created is very simple to follow and precise because it follows the way your brain functions. It has been proven that being an active learner is an absolute necessity to be able to achieve your highest potential, to unlock a powerful source of inner energy that you have, but you cannot use it if you are not an active learner. This is why my classes are flipped. You may have heard about the strategy flip learning. And if so, you may have heard that it is about watching video and work out problems in class. It is not false, but it is diminishing what it is all about. The system I have set up, and I am going to explain it in the next minutes, is based on the true definition of flip learning, which is doing outside the class what is not necessary to be done in class. You will be doing in class only what required to be done in class. That said, it is also important to understand how your brain functions, in order to understand the reason why we are going to work this way. The brain is a fantastic tool that can be infinitely powerful if used properly. In order to have a creative idea, you need to have already stored information in your memory. Most of the time, I encounter students who are confused with the idea of understanding. The most common phrase I hear is, "I don't understand." I am telling you this based on my 20 plus years of experience and all the research through all over the world. It is all about memorization. What you are calling understanding is just your ability to access to an information so quickly and use it so naturally that it does not seem that you are doing the action of remembering. It seems it is there, and so naturally you are saying, "I understand." The system I have created is supporting the idea of memorization. And it's made to help you to achieve your highest potential the day of the summative assessment. Summative assessment, that can be the exam or the final exam. I make a very big distinction between a summative assessment and a formative assessment. The first one is to give you a grade and check your level of knowledge and your ability to use it. That is required by the society. You need to have a rank, you need to have a diploma. The second happens during the learning process. I will come back to this concept after the following presentation. So what are the different steps that you will have to go through in order to improve your ability to memorize information? The first step is to write your note properly and in the most efficient way that allows your brain to memorize. You will have no other choice in this class to write your note by reading the book, following the Cornell note-taking system. You will find in the playlist of my YouTube channel a set of videos presenting the method, the reason of its effectiveness, and a set of commented examples to help you to perform well in this new way of taking note. You will also have to write flashcards in a more synthetic way in order for you to be use this flashcard in the app Circle In, but also in class with me. In this first step, you will write the first two parts of the corner note-taking system. The last part of taking note will be done at the end of the process, after doing the set of problems in class. The second step will be for you to write questions that you may have that might rise while you are going to write your note. You are not expected to memorize this step, nor obviously to understand what is going on, but you are expected to be engaged and write questions about things that seems to be difficult to get at the time you are writing your note. Remember, writing your note is just basically copying what you have on your book and what is essential on your book. I will show you example on the set of video of what is important and what is not important. The third step will be to come in class with the first two parts of your note written with your flashcard, because during the time I will be doing the attendance, you will be able to interact with one of your peers you will have been paired, and you will be able to ask questions to each other about what you wrote on the flashcard. Do not be scared. Of course, it is expected that you might not remember. But this interaction that you are going to have with your peer, participate to increase your ability to memorize. The fourth step will be for me to ask you questions that you may have wrote while you were taking your note. I will be using these questions to quickly make a reminder about the key focus point of the session. Then it's time for the fifth step to start. And during this fifth step, you will be asked to solve the set of problems. You will find the number and the page of this problem on your Blackboard site. Each and every one of you can move at your own pace. If some of you are already done before the end of the session, you will be invited to move to the sixth step. Most of you might be doing the same thing at the same time. If some of you are ahead or a little bit behind, that's okay. The only requirement is by the end of the session, everybody should be done with the set of problems assigned for the day. Again, if you are ahead, you can start the sixth step. If you are finishing all the set of problems just at the end of the session, you will have to do the sixth step at home. What is this sixth step? The sixth step is to write your summary on your note. It is the last part. There is 3 parts on the corner note-taking system. And the last part is to write your summary. The summary is not about repeating what you wrote on your note or on the flashcard. It's more about a reflection, a deep thinking about what was easy, why it was easy, what was difficult, why it was difficult, and how you overcame the difficulty? Where do you need to focus more to avoid mistakes and fallback you experienced during the problem session in class? Once all of this is done, finally, the seventh step. It will be time for you to do the reachable quizzes. These reachable quizzes will be done at home. You will find them on Blackboard. They are set up in the same kind of way set up that you will find during the exam or the final exam. You have 2 to 5 questions, multi-choice answer. You have to do these reachable quizzes in a time limit without your note. Do not worry, this is a formative assessment. So you will have the ability to redo these reachable quizzes as many times as it's needed for you to be done. Repetition is a very important part of memorization. This is why you will be able to do practice exam as many times as you need, but at least 2 times before the exam. Because it's not about remembering the answers, it's about practicing the different steps you have to do to solve the different problems. As you know, there is a final exam and we must prepare ourselves to that exam as well. To maintain your level of memorization as high as we can, you will be asked to redo as many times as you want, but at least 1 time the exam you have already done. Let me explain. In between the exam 1 and the exam 2, you will be asked to redo the exam 1. In between the exam 2 and exam 3, you will be asked to redo the exam 2. The new grade that you are going to have will not come and substitute the first grade. Let's imagine you got a 85 and when you redo the exam number 1 you got a 100. The 100 will not come substitute your 85. When you are redoing the exam, it's not about trying to improve your grade to change your grade. Remember, the exam is a formative assessment. And that formative assessment can only be done 1 time. What you are doing when you are redoing the exam is you are practicing again the different steps that you have to do to solve the problem. And of course, it's an opportunity for you to retry to solve the question you failed. It is, for me, when you are doing all this repetition, an indicator of your level of commitment to pass the class. And that indicator is very important for me at the end of the semester, if it was necessary. Finally, I would like to come back to the idea of formative assessment and summative assessment. How we will start our session to satisfy the most important part of this system, which is being able to provide a safe learning environment in which you are the most precious part. And that we need to take care of. We need to take care first and foremost. If I want to be able to help you to achieve your highest potential. So, during the formative assessment, it is very important that you feel no stress at all regarding your grade. Thus, the grade will be based on your work, effort, participation, and do what has been asked you to do, like coming in class, coming in during the problem-solving session with your note already done. You will be guided to solve your problem by me, by your peer, and at the end, you will have the right answer. If you're not finding the answer, it's not a big deal. You will have help. if I was asking you to give me your paper back, and if I was grading your paper, you will not be able to ask any question to me or your peer, because otherwise I will be grading everybody. I will be grading myself. So if I'm not allowing you to give me your paper, to talk to everyone, to talk to me during the during the solving session problem, and I'm taking this paper because I know already that your chance to not to have 100% is extremely high. When I'm going to grade, knowing that you will not have 100%, I will basically grading your failure. I know already you're not going to have 100%. This is why I decide to grade differently the different problem. What I want to see in class is a lot of participation between each other, a lot of work, a lot of dedication, a lot of commitment to do what you have to do. And meanwhile, I will support you by creating this safe learning environment where you have no stress. Because what we are trying to do is we are trying to create an environment where during the formative assessment, during the learning process, you have no pressure regarding your grade. So if you are trying to solve a problem and you don't find the answer, you will have 100% of the point attributed to that problem, not because you did not find the answer or you find the answer, just because you have wrote very hard to find the answer. You have interacted, even though it was easy, you have interacted with your peers. If you ended up to finish earlier, I might ask you to become the teacher assistant. And all of this is helping you to be relaxed and to be able to memorize much better than if it was the opposite. I'm done with this video because it's already 17 minutes. I want to finish by 18 minutes. I don't want this video too long. Thank you very much for watching this video up to now. I will obviously talk about that a little bit on the first day, but I wanted to make this video to make sure that you can all have access to it again, just in case you wanted to know more and repeat if you missed some of the information. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'm looking forward to work with you in class.